All right, y'all. First and foremost, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the Son of Mashiach, whose son called Yahweh Shai, Yeshua, Yehoshua. We mostly know as Jesus Christ. Man. This, boy, we waxing worse. We waxing. I'm talking about in fast. But it could have always been there, and I just, I try to stay away from. I try not to. I don't want to know these things about individuals. We don't want to know these things. We want to see. We want to see individuals the way they present themselves on social media. And that's one of the problems, because nobody on social media presents themselves truthfully. They only gonna show you the good parts. They only gonna show you when they bought the car. They're not gonna show you when the car being repossessed. They ain't gonna show you that. They only gonna show you when they having a good time and they partying, they kicking the bobo. They not gonna show you when they spent their last to make sure these bills get paid, and they popping a couple of cans of sardines and some crackers and some water out the faucet. They trying to sleep on that. They're not going to give you them times. They're not going to show you that. They're going to show you the meal at the darn Salt Bay. Some Wagyu, some 24-ounce Wagyu wrapped in gold, and they cutting into that. They're not going to show you. They're not going to show you that TV dinner. Them TV dinner nights. The banquet. How they prayed over that banquet meal. Little tear rolling down your face, man, praying over that thing, man, trying to dress it up. Little salt, little pepper, drowning that thing in the Tabasco. Struggle through that little brownie, that little pocket, that little brownie pocket. They ain't gonna tell you that. Oh, man. But, and this, don't judge people. Don't be so quick to credit a friend. I think that's somewhere in Sirach. Don't be so quick to lay hands on someone. In the laying of hands, meaning to promote someone, to have someone highly esteemed off of social media, off of what you see on the Sabbath day. It's the day to day. That's how a lot of people going over there to some of these communities, and they seeing the feast day and they seeing the Sabbath day, but they ain't seeing the day to day. They ain't seeing the day to day. And what that looks like. It's different. You think you know somebody because you go to work with them every day? It's different. You don't know me. I may work with you every day. You don't know me. You don't know me. I'm someone different when I leave this building. And a lot of the people, a lot of the leadership within Israel is different. It's different when they leave the building, when the camera goes off. Anyway, rap beef. All right, and I told y'all about this rap music. It's trash. I've been against this rap music for a couple of years now. And it's not that I don't like rap. I love rap. But I also know the emotion behind it, the spirit behind it. And we've shown ourselves, we've made, it's not fruitful. We've had several examples of this thing just not being fruitful. We need choirs. We need singing. We need praise services. We don't need this rap stuff, man. We ain't ready. We too fleshly for it, especially at this part, man. Maybe we come back to it, but right now we just too fleshly. And again, it's getting more and more cardinal. As the world goes, we go with it. Let me let this thing play. Shouts out to Israelite only camp killer. I remember Vocab warned the brother about that name. Like, man, you may want to change your name, brother. But brothers in now. He 1,000 subscribers deep. So I don't know if you could change your name. I don't know if you can change it. But anyway, shouts out to him for and that's another brother. We may do a video on him too. As far as the apologist, I don't know if he labels himself an apologist, but I have seen him go in front of camps. So don't think that he's someone that y'all can just they like debating. Like I said, I seen him go head to head with Naquan. I didn't agree with him. I didn't agree with Naquan, and did a video, and then he jumped on the channel. I remember that, and we had a dialogue back and forth. But shouts out to him for the video. I had no idea this was going. I seen the priest Hakar video with this, but I had no idea. Let me go ahead and let this thing play. I know Joker's in the comments already. Bro, why you just let it play?
Maybe about a couple of weeks ago at most, and those particular posts that I posted on Facebook, and they were directed to a leader, right? A leader by the name of Ratazan, right? There were a lot of people that didn't necessarily, I guess, like the post.
This leader here, and I want to say he's a leader at True Nation. I'm talking about, like, I remember, I don't know what happened. I don't know the ins and outs of the split, but Ratazan, the elder over, or the overseer of BOW, Believers of the Way Israelites, he left True Nations. There was a merger of camps with two camps came together, and then one side of the camps gained the leadership, gained the authority. Where you may have had a seat of councils or something like that. And like I say, I'm cloudy on the story. This was a few years ago, and there was a split, and then some of these brothers left, and formed BOW. Maybe some other camps may have formed from that also. But once that initial group of True Nation lost that leadership somehow. Whether it was a vote or something, and then it was too many, then one side had more votes, or whatever the case may be. Once the authority shifted, brothers kind of got up out of there. I don't know the details. That's what it just from some of the counsel and the videos that were up. So and then I don't know where True Nation come from. Someone left in the comments that they may have come from IUIC. But I don't know where, and that could be possible. And maybe why it's a little smoke between them. But I don't know. I would like to know that though. Where did True Nation come from? Or was it just started in something that just started on its own to come from, a House of David member, or, ISUPK member that started their own thing and it developed into True Nation. But anyway, let me let this thing play. Oh yeah, he said he made a post on social media on Facebook that some people didn't like about another leader. Shouldn't have did that. Nothing personal. Now, if it was if it was doctrinal, I could see that, but nothing personal. You should have went to the brother.
Thought a lot of the posts were pretty self-explanatory. People were saying, "Oh, you didn't come," all types of stuff. 15-second post the whole conversation.
You didn't do the Matthew 18, brother.
Conversation was 3 hours. Here's the thing. The first thing is this. if you are going to decide to be a villain, be a good one. All right. Be a good one.
Where's the leadership? Like this what this coming down to, y'all. These YNSs, okay? Even when you go to like the Yaakov and the Jacobs and the Marshals and the Arias, you know, now you got General Yohana running ISUBK, which was, you know, he was kind of young. He's kind of young from what it was, from the eldership that was there before. He isn't like he's an older brother, like, you know, now don't get me wrong, but he ain't a hoary head. You know, he ain't in his 70s and been in this thing 40 years with all this great wisdom. And even the comforter with the ISOJC or something to that nature. And I'm not trying to be funny, just don't know the initials at this moment. But even him, he was very young at the time. And I remember seeing him on, I don't know if it was it wasn't Maury, but it was one of them talk shows back in the day, versus some KKK, some black supremacists versus the white supremacists, the KKK, Hebrew Israelites versus the KKK. And seeing the comfort on there, you know, young, maybe 19, 20, 21, 22. But it seems like when it crumbled and it got torn into pieces, it seems the young bucks kind of picked this thing up and grabbed it and took hold of it. Even Elder Rakal, well, like, how old was he? You know, when that thing split in the 90s. We talking about we talking about 30 years ago, 95, 90, we talking about 30 years ago. All right, how old was he when he picked it up and started his own? How old was Priest Sabak when he picked it up? How old was Priest Sabak 30 years ago when he picked it up and started his own? The young bucks were picking this thing up, and this is that happened today. That's who's holding this thing now is the younger. You know, this brother look young. You know, definitely has to be. He looked like he, you know. He definitely under 40. I would say he under 30. Looks like he under 30. But you know, and even Ratazar also, and Priest Hakah, Chief Priest, Gorilla Hebrew. These are the leaders. A lot of these leaders are, you know, 35 and under that have picked this thing up. The elders are, you know. They don't have that, and these YNS, they don't have that same reverence for the elders. They don't, you know, you ain't active, you ain't on the front lines. These young jokers, they ain't respecting that. All right, you ain't out here debating front line, going back and forth with these jokers, these Christian apologists, and you ain't in these scholastic circles, these formal debates. Man, that's what these YN, that's what these young Hebrew Israelites, that's what they reverence. That's what they're trying to mimic. They're not mimicking street teaching no more. That's you know, everybody doing that now. Even the Christian apologists, you know, are out there doing that. You know, when you really, you know, when you're really active, you opening that line up, you taking on all calls. You know, that's why, you know, jokers reverence Captain Tazariak. You know, they reverence him because they're front line. You got a radio show, the panel is open all day, and people respect that he's active.
So this brother by the name of Ratazan, right, who's the leader of BOW.
You know I had to get my lick back, right?
Had to get my lick. That first line off. You don't have to get your lick back.
Nah, it's not a diss song right here. Speaking my truth.
I'm a chef and a shooter like I'm wearing 30. But I do it in the tunic, I don't wear a jersey. You punch lines, can you catch it if I pull the trigger?
You, right? Because that's another thing. Cats be, oh, I don't want to call names. Let's talk about it. Everybody knows. The other side, yeah. I'm not going to talk about the other side and them guys and that guy. Ratazan. Conversation that he had that we happened to record. Why? Because it was established long ago when Ratazan told me, hey, by the way, I've been recording you for years.
Candy rapper Butterfingers, that's why niggas snicker.
Israelites, you know, like to record each other. Like, man, you know, just think about that. Think about having to have a conversation with someone that you can sit, that you say, hey man, that's my brother. But you got to record him to protect yourself. And he got to record you to protect himself. What are we doing out here?
I don't do this for your top 5. Hey, Roe, I only do this for the 12 tribes.
Man, so tell them who you are, Chef, and then we're gonna get into what this live show is about.
My name is Roe the Chef.
Chase me knowing that you lie, you don't speak facts. I expected this the way you did you the Mac. Plus the way you hanging on the Naviel sack.
What was the motivation? All right, I'll play interviewer. What was the motivation? First of all, what's the name of that song and who's all on the song?
All praises. The name of the record it's called November 9th in LA. Now, that's me and my brother Naviel the Servant.
Plus the way you hanging on the Naviel sack. You not a lion, you be lying on your own stats. You got money but was begging for 200 on it. I'm a leader, you're a rapper, I don't think you want it.
Me? Yeah, I've been recording you for years. So I said, well, I'm going to record too. Obviously, I got to record to protect myself. So it's not like I'm...
So I guess one group did a diss record and now the other one done did a diss record. It's also another narrative with November 9th. This whole thing about November 9th, I think it's a concert or something. I don't know. And with a brother who was fornicating, and hey, what don't y'all do? I seen all this mess on Facebook. Well, you dealing with a brother that got caught in fornication, and why you still hanging with him? Why you still doing the concert? And da 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 da.
Recording him secretly at this point because that's what he laid out, and I said, okay. So it's crazy because
and we not gonna watch all of this. You know, this brother did a lot of work trying to put this thing together. Let's just find this other clip I wanted to play.
They say don't eat with this person. Don't even keep the Passover.
Right here. It got to a point where it just, I don't know, man. I guess too much cancer, but
Rat in your kitchen, call it Ratatouille. BOW.
You're gonna tell you what I'm on. Say you lying, you a coward. I can hear it in your tone. Gave you chances to repent. You know you did your brother wrong.
And I've seen that other brother there, with the hat on, with the orange hat. He be hosting Inside the Nation. And again, that the whole platform of that rap or that music, man, of that and it's a competition. You know, it's supposed to be a friendly competition. It's just, man, we just too cardinal to handle it.
Bunch of weirdos trying to make a name. While y'all trying to get some fame, y'all out here looking lame. Real chef with the stew, jerk hella juicy. Got that rat in your kitchen, call it Ratatouille. BOW. A bunch of weirdos trying to make a name. While y'all trying to get some fame, y'all out here looking lame. Real chef with the stew, jerk hella juicy. Got that rat in your kitchen, call it Ratatouille. BOW.
now it got to a point where it just, I don't know, man. I guess too much cancer, but
And he even got drunk when he became BOW. Iram even said he gonna be on punishment that one time. That's a lot of times that Jake been drunk, right?
Like I said, he been a drunk for
look,
over a decade,
he
bro.
telling Jake, don't mess.
That's what I'm saying. And then this stuff coming. Man, I didn't want to know that. I didn't want to know that. Again, I can't take the brother word for it. I can't come out and say, well, this brother is, you know. But these are leaders, man. That's what we saying are waking up to 12 tribes. And they gonna wake up to 12 tribes and the spaceship's gonna come.
That's what
All his adult life,
True
he been a
Nation,
drunkard,
don't
bro.
do this, don't do that. I want to read this one scripture because it talks about a drunkard. Let's go here. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 5. I'm gonna go through it real fast because it say don't eat with this person. Don't even keep the Passover with this person. And if y'all brothers is righteous and y'all still dealing with Ratazan and he's a drunkard, he even put himself on a so-called 3-month sabbatical for being drunk. This is what the scriptures say.
And this ain't the first time. And again, I think like I say, you know, with leadership being so young, where, you know, it's a changing of the guard, and the changing of the guard is getting younger and younger. When the Ratazan and priest Hakah, when they get to their 40s, y'all willing, you know, Christ returns before then. But if he doesn't and they get to their 40s, it's gonna be some YNSs that's gonna be, you know, even wilder, even more cardinal. That's taking leadership and doing their own thing. You know, you got groups like Wi-Fi, they all young. Sakari, they all, you know, a lot of them is 35 and under. And, you know, groups like IUIC, ISUPK, they kind of older. They ain't really, you know, they don't have the attention of the youth like that. They don't have that grip on the youth, on that next generation. Their next generation is going to have to come out of IUIC, out of their own body. And again, you know, without them doing these certain things that Israel reverences, like the debating and you know, being on the forefront, showing your, you know, your theological supremacy on your knowledge on how you have grasp of this book, because this is what we're boasting on. I think they'll lose them also. All right, these young jokes, they different, they look different, they talk different, and they have a different allure to them.
About a drunkard, it says.
All right, that's enough with that, man. Y'all go over there and check out the channel. He got about 15 minutes of that video there, and y'all can get, you know, I say he done broke that thing down verse by verse, and he's, you know, and that whole nine, put a lot of work in. I can respect that. But this ain't the first time this happened. This was part of one, this Beale Street bully. This made a lot of waves a few years ago when IUIC called themselves blitzing what did they call those things, man? A Hebrew summit. Well, all the camps were gathering. You know, all the camps kind of they had these Hebrew summits. Masha Yasharallah have these Hebrew summits, and that Masha Yasharallah means the congregation or Israel's government, or something like that, the government of Israel. But IUIC ran down on the elder. You know what I'm saying? Kind of backed him in the corner, like, yeah. What's all that you were talking? And you know, the brother, the Deacon Abiel, I recall him repenting on it and apologizing. But again, we witness these things. Also, we got ISUPK here. You know, them doing diss songs about IUIC. And then you know how that went when they actually got put,
like a lasso stretch, I'm a cast.
when they actually, you know, went to, it got physical. And brothers putting hands on each other. And it's still on site with these brothers. All right. Like when they did that, you know, Day of Atonement, there's a tradition where brothers is, you know, forgiving everybody. They can't go in there with those sins, but them brothers still have animosity against each other. There ain't no Day of Atonement going to erase that animosity that purple and gold have for the ISUPK and the ISUPK have for that purple and gold. And, you know, there's other beasts that's brewing that's getting to that level. And this could be another one of them, BOW and True Nation.
No, we not like you, we different disciples. It's not in the Bible, we don't entertain. Not here to fight with you, nor to be tight with you. See that we blitzing, no need to explain.
See that we blitzing, no need to explain. We not tight with you.
We don't dislike you, we just don't align with you. Tend to your business, acknowledge our...
You see this here? That elder has been in this thing since the early 80s. Early 80s. Like even Bishop Nathaniel, he was a young buck picking this thing up and doing his own thing. He was young. He wasn't the elders. And so this thing, you know, even though it's, you know, where that one West Israelism is 60, 70 years old, it's gotten younger. It's gotten the leadership has gotten half his age. We still don't have leadership that has any reverence. There is nobody that these folks really respect like that, you know, far as leadership within Israel. There ain't nobody that can check Chief Priest Gorilla Hebrew. Ain't nobody gonna be able to check Priest Hakah. Nobody gonna be able to check these people, man. Nobody gonna be able to check, you know, I ain't gonna say Hassad because Hassad is under leadership. Nobody's gonna be able to check them. Who gonna check Ratazan? Who gonna check this brother here from True Nation? Who gonna check Bishop Nathaniel? Who gonna check, you know, even though Bishop Nathaniel's elder is there, he don't have no respect for Apostle Tahar. He don't have no respect for him. Even though he used to teach him, he has no, and this is how when these splits, this is how that new generation go. They don't have no respect. They're not connected. They don't have no respect towards those. And there's a few. This ain't all. I'm not speaking in absolutes or that everybody is like that. But majority, that's the case. And that's a leadership. That's an elder. That's a leadership issue. All right, the elders gotta evaluate yourselves and start having discussions on how you get back control of this youth before these jokers go out here and do something crazy. Before we're not doing video talking about jokers got rap beef, because we know what happens with rap beef. Somebody end up getting hurt. He said, oh, it is just the Israelite rap, but you know it ain't gonna get to that point. It shouldn't even never got to the point of jokers doing records on each other. Now, how you get that mad? You gotta do a diss record on a joker.
The lane can two walk together.
And so he put this little clip in the video of him walking down on his elder because he felt boastful about that. I'm like, yeah. Run down on you, joker, man. Run down. And then I got the live up there with the numbers running up. Yeah. Yeah, ran down on you, brother.
and let's say
And this joker been in the truth longer than you been alive.
agree. When you get this meaning, then you do
But
the
anyway,
same. We
y'all.
out here to wake up our people. Don't play with no evil. That
And brother repented, but they, you know, ain't gonna take that video down. 600,000. 600,000 views. They ain't gonna take that down. But I pray this thing was edifying. Y'all be blessed. Israel, we got to do better, man. We got a lot of work to do, man. And when I say work, I mean on self. On self. It really ain't no need of bringing nobody in till we work on self. Why are we bringing somebody into this? Just like we talk about Martin Luther King said, he bring somebody to a flaming. You know, he was bringing the people. I was afraid. I'm bringing the people to a flaming house. That's how I feel. I bring a joker to this thing. It's a flaming house. This thing likely to explode at any second, man. I pray this thing was edifying. Y'all be blessed. We'll see y'all on the next one. Shalom.